Hello, everyone. Diana Rankin here. So good to see you again on our weekly question and answer session with Phillip. Well, our question this week is from one of our viewers, so I'm so glad you're here. Um, YouTube's changed everything around, so it's kind of interesting to get to this point, but here we are. And so our question this week has to do with the vaccine. And it's an interesting question, but I want to welcome all of you for coming. Hello, Annika. I'm not sure I'm saying your name correctly because as I look at it, hello, Judith. Thank you. Judith says, love your t-shirt. It says love. I think you can all read that. And Annika, forgive me if I'm saying it wrong, is sending us all hugs and kisses. So thank you both. I'm so glad you're here. We will answer the question, and then we will get a message from one of my books. It's called The Master's Book of Answers by Phillip. And as you know, this is just an oracle book that each page has a different answer. And so we'll get that after we finish answering the question that one of you sent in. Some of you I'm going to see tonight. Judith, I know you'll be there tonight at Sacred Circle. I am doing Sacred Circles by Zoom every other month. So for more information on that, just check out my website, which is listed below, and it's just my name. And I think the Sacred Circle website or information is still up there. I will be taking it down shortly. So if you haven't already signed up, it's getting kind of close. So anyway, here is our question. Those of you who send in questions, I always ask you to please make them universal in Sacred Circle, or if you want a private session with me, then we get very personal with your questions. So, but these are questions that everybody would have an interest in. So here's the question. Why is there no acceptance of natural antibodies to COVID? Why is there such a large push for the jab for those who already have antibodies, if not for a sinister purpose? Why is there no acceptance of natural antibodies to COVID? Why is there such a large push for the jab for those who already have antibodies, if not for a sinister purpose? Well, we're going to answer that, or Phillip's going to answer that. If you're interested in my answer, I will put it out this afternoon. I put it out on my blog, and then my website crashed, so there was a problem, but I'm going to put it back on the blog. So it should be up hopefully this afternoon, and you can read my answer. But for this purpose, I'm going to read Phillip's answer. So here's what Phillip has to say. The question first to be addressed refers to sinister purpose. We are unclear as to what this means. Does this refer to humans being implanted with a tracking device? Or is it referring to being injected with a mind-controlled substance? Or, well, we could name several other thoughts humans are apt to come up with. But in truth, all so-called sinister reasons seem to have a fear base. It seems the fear spreading does more harm than a medicine developed to help humans. Of course, if humans approach any medicine with fear, their fears will be realized and brought into manifestation. This is true regardless of the human's antibodies or strength of the immune system. Let us now address the human body's natural antibodies. In theory, does not the human immune system ward off any and all diseases? Of course, in theory. And there are humans who have devoted their lives to their spiritual development and are able to activate their immune systems to always keeping their bodies in optimum health and free of disease. But these are rare. Please note that we said these humans who are able to be free of disease are rare, and that they have devoted their lives to the study of their spiritual self. If a human has experienced a sneeze or cold or a million different diseases, they have not evolved to the level of those we speak about. And to think you have is to disrespect those who have reached a higher level and a disservice to the self. How can you evolve if you think you are already evolved? How can you learn if you think you already have the knowledge? If you think you already know truth, you will not seek for truth. If you think you if you think you know the answer, you will not search for an answer. We do not say human medicine is perfect. We do not say human governments are perfect. We do not say medical people are perfect. We do not say human life is perfect. We do say when decisions are made from love rather than fear, life reaches toward perfection. All decisions can be made from love for oneself, love for others, and love of the true knowledge of the situation. We say true knowledge because it is the pattern for humans to gather only the information that comes from their circle. We encourage seeking information that comes from multiple reliable sources. We also encourage self-talk. By this we mean you are to question each thought and belief to reach truth. Ask yourself, on what am I basing this opinion? Is it coming from a place of fear or love? Have I researched counter ideas, or am I only hearing and believing what those around me say or what I want to believe? What words are used to describe a thought? The words are full of clues as to your belief. The question then becomes, why do you believe this? And is what you believe true? Or are you merely trying to justify what you want to believe? If your response truly comes from love for self and love for all life, then your response will help to grow the world, will help to grow you and the world. If, however, your response comes from fear, then you will want to grow into love so you can heal yourself and help to heal your world. How do you know the difference? We would like to say that it's easy and it should be, but for humans, it seems to be difficult. So humans must go a little deeper and work a little bit harder when they ask the all-important question: is this fear-based or love-based? The answer is there, but it will come only from the subtle quiet of the inner spirit, not the shout from the human ego. I'm going to read that last place there, or the last couple of sentences. If, however, I guess I have to read a little bit more. If your response truly comes from love for self and love for all life, then your response will help you grow and to grow the world. If, however, your response comes from fear, then you will want to grow into love so you can heal yourself and help to heal the world. How do you know the difference? We would like to say that's easy, and it should be, but for humans it seems to be difficult. So humans must go a little deeper and work a bit harder when they ask the all-important question: is this fear-based or love-based? The answer is there, but it will come only from the subtle quiet of the inner spirit, not the shout from the human ego. Wow. Well, hello, Wendy. Hello, Joe. Well, from Montreal, Canada, we have Johanna. And sometimes it's Johanna and sometimes it's Johanna. So I'm not sure which, forgive me if I'm saying it wrong. And we have Rainmaker Adamus says hi there. So I'm glad to see all of you. And I hope that message helped clarify. You know, in my private work, I've had a lot of people call and they've lost loved ones, or some of them have even been ill. And sometimes it hasn't been terrible, and sometimes it's not been great. I have had loved ones lose. I have had clients lose loved ones because their loved ones didn't believe in the vaccine and they ended up on a ventilator and ended up dying. I have a very good friend, lifetime friend, who contacted COVID way back at the beginning before we really knew anything about it. She has since been vaccinated, but she ended up with a heart condition because of the COVID. I know other people who have permanently lost their sense of smell. It seems like they're not getting it back, and others who have had tooth problems because of it. So it's not a good disease. And, I know I'm human. I know I got the vaccine because I recognize that I personally do not want to pass this along to anyone else. It's why I still wear a mask when I'm out in public. And I certainly don't want to experience that. So I'm going to take all the help I can get because I really believe our scientists, our medical people, and all those they're here to help us. They're, just as I'm here, hopefully of being of service to you, I do believe the medical community and the scientists are here trying to be of service to us. So that's my take. And you heard what Phillip said. If it comes in love, it's usually not shouting at us. If it comes in fear, it might be. Let's get our message for this week, shall we? Now we just flip through and pull open a page. If you heard left, you and I are in sync intuitively. If you heard right, please make sure you do listen to that message as well, because it has a personal message for you. So on the left, and this is something, I look over here because I've got a big screen here to the side. And so when I'm looking at your names and I'm looking to see who's here, it's easier to read than on the very small screen in front of me. So if you heard left, this is the message, our universal message from everybody. Is it that you are so busy becoming that you forget you already are? Is it that you are so busy becoming that you forget you already are? I think that for me, I really started, and I see this in others, I really started allowing myself to grow spiritually, which then allows us to grow in our human life, as I didn't always have to be right. Now, most of us grow up thinking we're not right anyway. But as we grow, we go through that period, many of us, where our egos kind of get in the way and we want to be right. Because if we're right, then that means we've grown and we know something. But for years now, I've been saying the more I learn, the less I know. And for me, that goes with the antibodies and the vaccines. The more I learn, the less I learn. I don't know very much. And how miraculous life is, and how miraculous the whole universe is. But we have to take time to do our study. We have to take time to really stop and think and just contemplate. So if we get too busy, we've got to stop and take time to just be. Because remember, is it that you are so busy becoming that you forgot you already are? You already are, my friends, and so am I. That's why we're here in our human experience. Take time to enjoy it. If you heard right, this is a message for you. Darkness is merely a lack of light. Darkness is merely a lack of light. If you're going through a tough time in your life right now, for those of you who heard right, it's just temporary. And just remember, in the darkness, there are stars often. We are coming up on tomorrow night, I believe, is full moon. And that can create some erratic things, tensions, energies. I keep reminding myself that in the monthly message for August, that Phillip told us the first half would be relatively smooth, but the second half would just be very rough and a lot would happen. And so, my friends, as you say your prayers tonight or this morning or today or whenever you say and you think of others, Let's send love to Afghanistan, to Haiti, to all of our brothers and sisters around the world, wherever, including our own backyard. Let's send love. And I remind you, love is an action verb. And even if it's just a smile, that adds a lot to the world. Well, I thank you for being with me today. I thank you for getting the vaccine and helping us eradicate this horrific pandemic, this terrible disease of COVID. I thank you. Remember, we have the antibodies, but have we devoted our lives to the study? Let's respect ourselves well enough to respect the scientist. Until we meet again, I love you, my friends. Thank you for the love you send to us. And thank you for the love that you receive that we send to you. Until the next time, thank you, Annika, Judith, Johanna, Wendy, and Rainmaker Amadeus.